Hello everyone, I'm Alex, and you might know me as the Language Bro on YouTube. If there is anything that my channel is known for, is the language grammar guide for Spanish that I did a long time ago at the end of 2023. For those of you who have known me for a long time, and for those who are new to this channel, my message to all of you will be the same in this introduction. This channel that I've built over 2 years has been pretty successful in language education, specifically in the grammar of languages. Considering that I started with Spanish, I did not know how big my content would eventually be. That is, until I made a huge video that gathered over 1 million views. I highly thank everyone who watched that video and made my channel the way it is now. What started from a big video became part of language learning, so from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank all of you for teaching yourselves new languages. That's the content that has been building on this channel for over 2 years, specifically in my most viewed video, which inspired me to continue making language content. This very large video made me who I am now, and again, thank you very much for watching it over time. Still, there are many things that people pointed out in that video, such as the fast pace, inaccurate explanations, missing concepts, bad pronunciation, and a lot more. Despite being the most popular video that I put out, I own up to my mistakes, and even so, it's something I explained in my personal videos, if you want to watch them. When I was making videos in 2023, I tried becoming popular by making fast videos, with a lot of carelessness. As a result, it made my content famous, but left a lot of mistakes in that video. Many people pointed out that I definitely need to fix them, which is exactly what I will be doing. Back then, I was careless in a very bad position in life, being a third-year student at a university, studying Spanish. Since then, I have learned how to correct my mistakes with every new language to come. Essentially, I have learned from my mistakes, and now it's my time to fix them and give you the best guide to learning Spanish. Once again, I'm very, very sorry for the inaccuracy and the fast pace that I had in my most popular video on Spanish. I stupidly did it for fast content, and despite succeeding, I realized that it was a very big mistake. Now, it's time to move on and revisit the Spanish language, which is what I will do in my upcoming videos. I can guarantee that no mistakes will be made with the revisiting of Spanish. In future videos to come, I can promise that I will execute the best guide possible for the Spanish language, not just for returning viewers, but for new people too. I will also include documents of every lesson with additional sources after the guide is fully finished, because I assume that many of you will want to read each concept by yourselves. In fact, it's something that many people ask me, which I will do. As an undergraduate student who now has 4 years of experience learning Spanish, I will also be graduating with a Spanish degree in 2026. So, my knowledge of Spanish has definitely increased over time, and I'm very thankful for getting this education and finishing it. Now, I want to share this knowledge with all of you. This time, Spanish will be shown with a good pace, nothing will be fast, nothing will be rushed, and overall, this is my way of revisiting the language. I thank you all, I love you all, and I highly respect all of you. I truly hope that everyone can learn Spanish in the best way possible without any mistakes and continue forward with language learning. The time has come to revisit the Spanish language, so sincerely, good luck to all of you on your journey of learning Spanish anew, because now you can develop the best fluency in the language, starting with things to know beforehand. This is Spanish Revisited. Enjoy! Number 1. Spanish is a Romance language that comes from Latin. Considering that many use English as a base language to understand Spanish, it's good to know that the two languages have a lot of Latin influence. As a fun fact, Spanish is spoken in more than 20 countries, with over 500 million native speakers in main regions like Spain, Latin America, and the USA. This means that Spanish and English share some vocabulary, but their grammar systems are different. Still, the same alphabet is also shared by the two languages, but Spanish has one extra letter. Ñ. Ñ. Number 2. Many Spanish words look like English, because both languages borrow heavily from Latin, and such words are called cognates. This concept is very simple to use and understand, especially for beginners. Number 3. Spanish has written vowel accents that can change the meaning of a word. They're called tildes, and they indicate which syllable is stressed in a word. For instance, papá means dad, but papa means potato. Papá, papa. Papá, papa. Considering this concept, the meaning of many words can change, so some words are identical except for the accent. Number 4. Sentence structure and word order are basic, like in English, consisting of a subject, verb, and object, but Spanish is more flexible. This creates key differences, like putting pronouns before verbs or attaching them to verbs. Number 5. Spanish is much more inflected than English, so it has grammatical gender, masculine or feminine, that affects articles and adjective agreement. This means that every Spanish noun has a gender, and adjectives change to match the gender and number of nouns, along with being placed after nouns. English does not have this concept, so it's something to get used to. Number 6. Conjugation is central in Spanish because verbs change for person and number, depending on the subject, tense, and mood. Still, the language has similar functions to English, consisting of the present, past, future, conditional, and imperative. When it comes to verb systems, infinitives are categorized by verb endings. Ar, ir. Each group has a different conjugation pattern, including irregular verbs, and due to this concept, subject pronouns are often dropped in writing and speech, because verbs are sufficient in specifying the subject. Number 7. Spanish pronouns function differently, especially those that are object, indirect, and double pronouns. While a pronoun is placed after a conjugated verb in English, such tiny words can move before the verb, attach to the verb, or merge with other forms in Spanish. This is a fairly complex concept, but it will become logical. Number 8. Spanish has a formal U, consisting of tú and usted. Tú is the informal you, which is used with friends, family, and peers. Usted, or ustedes, is the formal you that is used with respect, strangers, and professionals, and it follows third-person grammatical rules. Number 9. Spanish pronunciation is far simpler than English, and is more consistent and phonetic. Every letter corresponds to one sound, unlike English, so what you read is what you say. Here, it's good to consider some things in mind, such as Spanish vowels that have pure sounds. Even though the alphabet and Spanish letters are for the next video, it's beneficial to show some sounds in this part. Unlike English, Spanish vowels do not change unpredictably. Spanish also has key differences in consonants, like a rolled R, a strong trill, and the letter H, which is always silent. Likewise, Spanish has stress rules, and generally, 80% of Spanish words are stressed on the second to last syllable if there is no accent, and if a word ends in a vowel, N or S. Otherwise, stress will be placed elsewhere. Number 10. Spanish has two main verbs that express to be: ser and estar. Ser is mainly used for identity, origin, time, and characteristics, so it explains what something is factually. On the other hand, estar is used for location and emotions, so it expresses temporary conditions. This topic should be thoroughly explained in a separate video, but the concept creates a distinction between something permanent and temporary. Number 11. Spanish has the aspect of progression, using estar plus a gerund to show ongoing actions. This concept emphasizes progressive actions that are happening right now. In English, this is equivalent to using to be plus ing for continuous actions, but in Spanish, the formation is slightly different. While English uses the progressive a lot, Spanish often prefers the simple present, so it's used a bit less. Number 12. Spanish has two main types of past tenses: the preterite for completed past actions, and the imperfect for ongoing and repeated actions. While English and Spanish share past tenses like the preterite, imperfect, present perfect, and past perfect, the most essential forms are the preterite and imperfect. These tenses add a lot of nuance that English sometimes doesn't have, but the key point is that the preterite is used for specific past actions, while the imperfect describes ongoing, habitual, or descriptive actions in the past. Number 13. Spanish has a lot of variations in the subjunctive mood, expressing unreal things, using emotion, doubt, desire, and necessity, which all lead to the idea of possibility and uncertainty. In general, many learners know what it's used for, but don't understand the purpose of the mood. The generic definition is that it's used for emotion, doubt, desire, and necessity, and it's best to learn it using an acronym like weirdo. In reality, however, all of these ideas express possibility and uncertainty, which is why the subjunctive is a mood and not a tense, because a mood is a temporary state of mind. I indicate this in the beginning so that you can understand what the subjunctive actually means, and in Spanish, there are 4 variations, which will be shown at the end of the grammar. Number 14. Spanish has a lot of dialects that vary by region in the Spanish-speaking world. While there's a lot to learn about different dialects in different countries, this focus on Spanish grammar will primarily be based on Mexican Spanish. Of course, many differences exist in vocabulary, pronunciation, the use of pronouns, and more, but all dialects are mutually understandable. I've decided to concentrate on Mexican Spanish because it's simple to learn, it has slow-paced pronunciation, and it eliminates many complex verb conjugations. Additionally, it has widespread usage of English loanwords, it's highly accessible for many learners, and it's the dominant standard for Spanish instruction in the USA. I understand that some of you may want to learn Spanish for different regions, so while the main focus will be on Mexican Spanish, I will occasionally show certain dialectal differences in grammar lessons, especially at the end of the grammar, like Castilian Spanish and Latin American Spanish. In any case, think of it as British versus American English. In conclusion, these are things to know before learning Spanish, so it's a more structured and explicit system than English. It's important to have a strong conceptual foundation that will make everything else feel more logical. By focusing on the comprehension of Spanish, you'll be able to understand the concepts, speak Spanish out loud, and write sentences to see how things fit together. In the next videos, Spanish grammar can begin, and grammatical concepts can be learned.